Teacher, the encounter is number 6, yeah?
This is number 6. Yeah. So, well, good night, guys. This is our sixth encounter in English conversation. And remember that we already are developing uh, yeah, task 2. Remember that this encounter is part of the 8 weekly encounters of English conversation. So please don't forget to take the screenshot of this encounter in order to complete your journal for the final task. Okay? Okay, guys. So remember that this encounter is uh, is created in order to clear some doubts and give some explanation according to the Cambridge C1 Advanced, which is the task for this course, English Conversation. So in this activity, for task 4, you need to subscribe uh, and date the interview for this tag for this task. So these the links of these dates were sent to your emails or posted in the forum of the course in order to you choose the the best date to present the interview. Are you already do you already choose this date for this encounter?
Yes, I pick a day.
Mm-hmm.
In 7 days, the next Saturday.
Okay. And you, Juan,
My,
do you
yeah,
already choose
yeah,
your
my,
date?
my encounter teacher is for the next Saturday.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Me
Okay. So remember, this is going to be an interview in which we're going to evaluate your speaking skills. Usually, the Cambridge C1 Advanced evaluate all of the language skills, but we're going to focus on speaking. Okay, so this interview is going to last more than 15 minutes. So um, not trying to answer or maybe or if you stuck in a word, please change the word in order to keep speaking. Don't try to focus on saying exactly the word that you mean. If you have another word in your mind, you have to use it because the time goes quickly. So 15 minutes is not much time in order to present this interview. And this interview has 4 parts. So you have to be very quickly and very efficient with your meanings, your answers, in order to take advantage of the time. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay. So let's talk about these parts. In this part, we have the first one, which is conversation about yourself, or yeah, it's conversation about you. In this part, you will answer questions about you, about your environment, interesting works or academic stuff. Okay, so but this part is about you. In this part, maybe it's not going to last more than 4 minutes. So remember, this interview is gonna be presented with another mate. So it's going to be you, the tutor, and another student who is going to present this interview. So if this part will last just like 4 minutes, it means that it will be 2 minutes for each one of you. In this part, you're not going to have a conversation with the other student. You will going to answer questions about you that the interviewer is gonna ask you. Okay? The idea in here is not giving simple information answers. The idea is trying to give advanced responses. Okay? Do you understand what I
Yes,
mean?
yes, teacher. Teacher,
Mhm.
the interview is with another partners.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So that's why you have to be very conscious of the time, because if you don't take advantage in the moment that the teacher is asking to you, uh, you're not going to have an opportunity in order to give an answer again, because after you speak, it's going to be your mate's turn. Okay, so you won't have a time again to answer the same questions, because you are sharing the moment with another person, and the time is going to be very strict in this interview. Okay, so do you understand the point of this part? The idea of giving advanced response to the questions.
I'm sorry, teacher. I just arrived to the meeting.
Oh, Edward, how are you?
I'm tired, but I'm good, teacher. What about you?
Well, I think that everybody here in this meeting is exhausted,
Yes, I'm.
but we're yeah, but we have to continue and do other things. Okay, Edward, I was explaining that you're going to present the task fork, which is going to be a conversation, a Cambridge C1 Advanced. This conversation, sorry, this interview is going to last 15 minutes, and in this moment is going to be shared with another mate. So in this interview, you will have this evaluation with the tutor, you and another mate. This interview is going to have 4 parts. And the time in these parts is going to be very in each one. Uh, so I was into and one. The first part, a conversation with the interviewer to you. So in this school, your environment, your family, interesting things you like, and things like that. Okay, and this part is going to last no more than 4 minutes. It means that you and your partner in the interview are going to have just 2 minutes to each one of you to answer to the interviewer those questions. In this part, you won't have a conversation with your mate. In this part, you will have to answer the question to the tutor. But the idea in the Cambridge C1 Advanced is not giving simple answer to the questions. The idea is to give advanced response to those questions, because uh, in here we are scoring our speaking And as you see, the name of this topic of this theory is C1. You know, an advanced level. So the idea is that you guys shows an advanced ability to speak in English. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, teacher.
And you, Edward? Edward, are you listening?
Yes, teacher.
And Allison, are you listening?
Yes, teacher, some irregular network, but I can listen.
Okay. So, well, as an examples of the question that you would have in this first part, we have, can you watch my screen? We have
Yes.
this kind
Yes,
of
yes.
questions that we're watching here. Remember, the first part is a conversation with the interviewer about yourself. So in here, you're going to answer questions about things related to you, okay? Where do you live? Who do you live with? Um, why do you live there? Where are you from? And things like that. That's so the point in here is not to give just a simple answer and that's it. No, the idea is, guys, that you show that you have an advanced competences in order to speak English. For example, if an interviewer asks me in this exam, where are you from? The simple answer to this question is, I am from Cartagena. This is a simple question, okay? But if I want to show my speaking abilities, I can say, well, I am from Cartagena, which is an amazing city located in the coast of Colombia, and it receives a lot of tourists during the year. This is an advanced answer to that question. Do you understand what I mean? Yes, Alison. Did you raise your hand?
No, it's Wuhan.
Okay, Juan, tell me.
In my hand, teacher. Teacher,
Okay.
in this part, for example, where I'm from,
Mhm.
is necessary, or in the other questions, is necessary the contractions? Mm,
Well, here the idea is that the interviewer understand what you said. So you have to be very clear. If you want to use contraction, you can use it, but correctly, properly. Okay. The idea is that you show that you have those competence in order to speak English. Because if you use your contraction but you do it in a wrong way, it's going to you're going to get a low score. So if you're not sure about using contraction, better don't use it. But if you're sure about the contraction, you can use it.
okay, teacher, thank you.
Because the idea is to show you have an ability. Okay,
Okay,
that's the idea of this interview. And those the kind of simple. Also, that you have the tutor is going to have a chronometer in order to take the time, because in 1 hour all the interviewers are going to make like 4 or 3 interviews. So you have to be very strict with the time, because when the time finish, the interviewer is going to say bye to you and start with another encounter or another interview. So remember, 15 minutes, and you have to you have to take advantage of the time in each step, because each step have their own minutes. The first part is 4 minutes, 2 minutes to you and 2 minutes to the other mate in the interview. Okay. So I'm gonna do an example, okay, guys, about this first part with Allison and also with Edward. So Allison, are you listening? Are you listening clearly?
Yes, I'm listening some clearly.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the time in order to ask you some questions. The idea is that you could answer 3 or 4 questions about you, but if you don't, it's okay because I'm gonna give you a feedback in order to you check what you can correct and things like that. Okay. And Anderson, the same for you. The idea is that you could answer in an advanced way some questions that I'm going to ask you about you. Okay? This is going to be the first part of this interview. Okay? I don't know if Edward is listening.
Yes, teacher, I'm listening.
Okay. Juan, do you have another question? If it's not, please lower your hand.
Teacher, in this part, we have to ask only 2 questions.
No. In the first part, you're going to be asked. So you're going to be the the person who's going to answer those questions. The idea is that you could answer more than 3 or 4 questions. That's the idea.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yes.
you're not going to ask questions to your mates, and you're not going to ask questions to the interviewer. You're going to answer some questions that the interviewer is going to ask you about you. Okay. And the idea in this part is to respond in an advanced way in order to show that you have an advanced competence speaking English. So in this part, you will have 2 minutes, but in this example, we're going to take 1 minute, and I'm gonna give you a feedback. Okay. So I'm gonna start with Allison. So Allison, when I make the first question, I'm gonna start with the time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What you watching in the screen are some possible questions. These are not going to be the question. Maybe 1 or 2 could be, but these are some samples of questions that could be asked in the moment. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So okay, Alison, where are you from?
I'm from Monterrey, Casanare. Monterrey is a beautiful town from Casanare. This town is an important touristic place from Casanare. Is near to Yopal and near to Villanueva between the Monterrey too is very important because it is history because it is called K of the War and K of the Pace, and because the history its history is very important in the history between some sorry for the word in Spanish, paracos and some groups for some war in past in some years ago. So it is an important place, and now is another air and another style of live for the people. So
Okay, so what we can do there?
Huh?
What you can do there, or what we can do there?
Okay, in Monterrey, Casanare, you can go for swim at different rivers, as Tuas River, as Caño Grande River, as Puente Tabla River, another place to swim, as some pools, natural pools. Two, there are some
Okay,
place.
Alison, thanks so much. Okay, Anderson, sorry, what's your name? Edward. Is like that? Edward, yeah. So, are you listening, Edward? Confirm, please.
Yes, teacher, I'm listening. It's my turn.
Edward. Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm here.
So, Edward, what kind of hobbies do you do?
Okay, teacher. Among my hobbies, is play the guitar. I love playing the guitar, and I love traveling to practice my English with native speaker. In general, I practice my English in Santa Marta, but before the pandemic, I could do practice my English there. But now I
Okay.
can't do it because I have to study and to work. And with the pandemic, I I stayed at home. I have around 2 years, and now it's difficult because I don't have time to go to Santa Marta and practice with native speakers.
Okay, so you are speaking about Santa Marta, but where are you from?
Okay, I am from Ciénaga Magdalena. Ciénaga Magdalena is between Santa Marta and Barranquilla. I can get to Santa Marta around 20 minutes in my motorcycle. It's very near Santa Marta to the place where I live.
Okay,
And yes,
and how long have you been studying English?
repeat teacher your question. I'm sorry.
How long have you been studying English?
Okay, teacher. I have studied English around 3 years. Yes, three half years. And I start to study English in the University of Magdalena in Santa Marta with
Okay,
the
time.
language. Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, time.
the time is
This is
over.
my feedback for you guys. Well, the idea was supposed to be 1 minute, but you extended a little bit in your first response. So my feedback for you, Alison, is yes, the idea is to give an advanced answer, but not taking all the time in order to answer the first question. The idea is to give like an advanced or an extended question, but not trying to use all the time that you have in this part with one question. So you already have, sorry, you have 2 minutes to answer, and you take it, and you took it to answer the first question that I asked to you. So don't do that. The idea is to give an answer with a specific extra information in order to show that you could speak fluently, but giving the interviewer time in order to ask you an
Mm. Okay.
Reason? Okay, so if you want to give an extra information to your answer, try to not extend so much, because if you extend too much in the answer, you're not going to take advantage of the time in order to answer more questions. And if you can answer more than one question in 2 minutes, it is going to be like, well, you don't have a lot of vocabulary, or you cannot organize your ideas to express that information in English, or things like that. And those appreciation are not good for your grade. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So try to give an extra information in your answer, but not to extend so much. Okay. Because in those 2 minutes you have to answer like maybe 4 questions, but very in an excellent way. That's the idea, that you can show your ability speaking English. That's the idea of this English advance. Okay. So um, in the second part, you're going to have to answer a question related to two pictures, or maybe three pictures. And in this part, you and your mate in the interview are going to participate. One of you are going to have One of you is going to have 1 minute to answer that question about the pictures that the interviewer is going to present, and the other one is going to answer a question related to a specific picture of those three pictures that the interviewer is going to present. And then the interviewer is going to present another set of pictures, and in the another set of pictures, the student who spoke for 1 minute now will answer a question in 30 seconds, and the person who spoke in 30 seconds is going to answer a question in 1 minute. Do you understand this part?
Teacher,
Mm-hmm.
interlocutor, is it the teacher or is other partner?
No, it's going to be the tutor.
Okay.
Okay. So do you understand the dynamic of this second part?
Yes, teacher.
Hello, Paola, how are you doing?
Hi, teacher. I'm fine. I'm just listening.
Did you okay? Do you listen to the explanation of the first part?
I don't hear that part, but I already understand with your feedback. So I have some
Okay,
ideas about that. Yeah.
okay. So, um, guys, in this second part, both of the students are going to participate. One of the students is going to be candidate A, and this candidate will have 1 minute to answer a questions about two pictures that the interlocutor is going to present in a set of three pictures. Okay, so the second candidate, or candidate B, is going to answer a second question regarding to one picture, or maybe the three pictures that the interlocutor is presenting in this set of three pictures. So as one of you had 1 minute to speak and the other has 30 seconds to speak. In the second set of pictures is going to be the candidate B, which was the person who was second. Now this will have 1 minute to respond or to answer according to pictures or the 3 pictures. And the candidate A, with the first set of pictures, his answer or error, now will is in order to participate. Do you understand this part? Guys, do you understand this second part?
Teacher, I can hear everything because the audio I was like cut, so I hear some parts but not all of the parts.
Okay, so I'm gonna repeat. In the second part, is a moment in which you and your mate in the interview are going to describe or maybe to answer some questions about 2 sets of pictures. So in the first set of 3 pictures, one of you are going to answer a question, maybe regarding to 2 pictures of this set, or maybe the 3 pictures, and the second student in the interview is going to answer one question regarding to 1 picture or maybe the 3 pictures in the set, but this student will have only 30 seconds. But then you will have a second set of 3 pictures in which the person who had only 30 seconds to speak now will have 1 minute, and the person who had 1 minute to speak, sorry, in the last set now will have 30 seconds. Did you understand?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. The rest of the team is listening. Please let me know.
Yes, teacher, yes.
Okay. So this part is this is an example of what you can watch in the second part of this interview. So remember that this second part is going to last maybe 4 minutes, since you will have 2 minutes until, yeah, it's like 4 minutes. So this could be the first set of pictures, and if you watch a questions or the tutor asks a question and a specific question of the about the pictures, you're going to answer that question. Okay, but if there's no question and the tutor said that you have 1 minute to talk about the pictures, so then you can speak in a general way. But if you have a question, you have to answer the question, okay? And try to be specific to the question, not speaking in a general way. But because if you do that, if there is a question, if you speak in a general way, it means that you didn't understand the questions and you're trying to speak about whatever other things that haven't been asked in the moment. Okay. And the idea is to respond to everything correctly, fluently, and speaking with a good grammar and structure. That's the idea of this interview. Okay. So now let's do the example with Paola and Juan. Juan, are you listening?
Yes, teacher, yeah.
Okay, so remember, in this part, let's say that Juan is going to be candidate A and Paola is going to be candidate B. What it means that candidate A will have the first set of pictures, 1 minute to answer the question. And Paola, who's going to be the candidate B, will have 30 seconds, only 30 seconds to answer the second question about the picture. Okay? So remember that in here we are giving the explanation that the questions is going to be for the 3 pictures. So as for a candidate A and candidate in the interview, in the real interview, is for one or maybe 2 picture. Guys, are you?
Okay,
Guys, it
teacher,
sounds like if someone is calling.
Teacher,
Yes, Juan, tell me.
I don't listen good the end part.
Okay,
Repeat
I
again.
didn't listen very well. Juan, I didn't listen very well the last part.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so this is going to be the example of what you could watch for the second part of the interview. So in the second part of the interview, you and your mate are going to answer one question about 3 pictures. Okay? Each one of you are going to answer questions about 3 pictures. But there will be 2 sets of 3 pictures. For example, in here you're watching the first set of 3 pictures, and in the next page we have another set of 3 pictures. So in the first set of 3 pictures, candidate A or the first student and the second student, okay, the first student will have 1 minute to answer the question according to the 3 pictures, and the second student or candidate B will answer a question regarding to the 3 pictures, but in 30 seconds. And in the second set of pictures, the student who answered a question in 1 minute now will have only 30 seconds, and the student who had 30 seconds in the last set now will have 1 minute. Okay? It's like an interchange of position in order to make a balance with the time. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so now for this example, I will need you and Paola to answer this part. So you're going to be candidate 8, which means that you're going to have 1 minute to speak in this set of pictures. So you have a question above the pictures, so you're going to answer the first question in 1 minute. And Paola is going to have 30 seconds to answer the second questions about the 3 pictures. Did you listen, Paola?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so this is going to be the first set, but then you will have a second set, you and Juan. And now Paola is going to be the first one, and she's going to answer the first question, which is above the pictures, in 1 minute. And now Juan is going to be the second student who is going to answer the second questions about the pictures in 30 seconds. Did you understand?
Yes,
Okay,
teacher.
teacher. I'm candidate A. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're going to answer first and 1 minute in the first set, and then in the second set you will be the second student and you're going to answer in 30 seconds. So look, I'm gonna ask the question for the example, but you're watching the questions above the pictures. Okay, can you watch the screen? Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay. So I'm going to start with the time after I ask the question. So you're going to be the first one and you're going to answer a question regarding to the three pictures, okay? So the question for Juan is, why do you think the people might be doing these things together? Go ahead. Juan.
Yes, teacher. The answer is for the three pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the first picture, I think in the okay, it's important the teamwork in the first picture. Why? Because they support each other and creativity and during a teamwork flow. I think that when people do things as a team is very important and they get better results. No, I believe that teamwork is important because the results consists or contains different things. In this case, happily, I don't know. In the
Juan, thanks
second,
so much. Thanks so much,
okay,
Juan. Okay.
teacher, I don't, I
Okay.
understand,
That's it.
I understand the describe for the three pictures. I start with the first. I continue with the
Oh,
second and third.
okay. Okay, now I'm gonna give you a feedback. So, is Paula, this question is for you. How might they benefit from the experience? Start now.
I think that they benefit from the experience because they enjoy the moment. They are sharing as friends and doing activities that they like to do. And I believe that they spend time, value time with their friends. And I don't know, I don't have anything more to say about that.
Okay, time, that's good. So let's continue with the second set. Remember, Paola is going to be the first one and she's going to answer the first question in 1 minute. And now Juan is going to be the second student which who is going to answer the second question in 30 seconds. Okay?
Yes.
So Paola, this question is for you.
Teacher, I can see
How
the
might
pictures.
okay now
Um, no, I just watched the first ones.
mm, Juan, are you watching the pictures? The second pictures?
Teacher is I'm going to recharge my
Okay.
screen. No,
Action
teacher.
and
Yeah, I
Edward
can see.
are the second set. You're watching the second set.
Yes, teacher, I can see that.
Okay. And you won
Yes, teacher, yeah.
one. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
remember in this second part, the first question is for Paola, and she's going to have 1 minute. And the second question is going to be for you, Juan, and you have 30 seconds. Okay?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, Paola, how might the people be feeling? Go ahead.
Teacher, I think that they feel calm and at peace, enjoying the moment and learning to be free and with themselves. I don't know. I also think that they feel comfortable with them and with this beautiful environment or context in where they are. And I don't know. I think that maybe these people are feeling a lot of things because when you are in nature and you are in a context like that, you feel like a tiny thing in a big world. So I think that maybe they feel a lot of things like happiness, like sadness, like peaceful. I don't know. That is the thing that I think about that. Also, I have to say that that is a place, a good place in where people can visit to found themselves.
Okay, Paula, time.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, Juan, why might they be in these situations? Why might they be in this situation?
Oh my
So
God.
start now. Go ahead, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, teacher. Um, I think in this they feel this situation because they consider this is a loneliness to be a very complicated situation. In addition, he does not feel the help of anyone, and it is seems they never return to their normal lives. Mm, they felt frustrated, sad, and
Okay,
melancholic. I
Juan,
don't know.
time.
Okay.
Okay, so my feedback for you guys. Paula, you did a great job
Thank you so much,
in
teacher.
the first set of pictures. You say that you don't have more, and you have to use that,
Teacher, I'm sorry, I can hear you in
give
a good way.
just a simple. Okay, I
No,
was
no.
telling you that you have. Can you listen?
Yeah, teacher, now. Right now, I can hear you.
Yes. The thing is that you have to use your time in a complete way,
Okay.
because if you have 1 minute to speak, you cannot give just your reason and say that's it, or I don't have anything else to say, or I don't know, because you have to keep speaking in the time that the interviewer is giving to you. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
But in general, you did a great job, because you use the general information or the similarities of the pictures in order to start to give your reasons. That's the best way of do this part. Use the generalities of the or similarities of the pictures in order to speak like if they were just one pictures. Okay.
Okay.
Juan, that was a mistake for you. You start to describe or to answer or giving the answer for picture by picture, but that is not the idea, because if you start with one picture, maybe you are not taking the time, and you don't know if you uh, will use completely the time to speak about the three pictures. So the idea, better than to speak one by one picture, is better to speak like if they were just one picture. So in here, in the example that we're watching, we can see that the similarity is that they are alone and they are doing something for themselves. So you can speak about that and respond the question starting with that. And if you do this step like that, you will answer like if they were just one pictures. So the time is going to be better, is going to work better for you if you do that. So in the last example, we can see, as Paula was saying, uh, I don't know if it was Paula or you were speaking about teamwork or collaborative work. So this is the similarity of these pictures. So if you start to speak about collaborative work, so the time is going to work better for you, because you are using the similarities of the picture in order to speak like if they were just one picture. Because if you start to speak for one by one picture, the time is not going to be enough to speak about all the pictures. Okay.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
So Edward and Allison had a question about this part.
No, teacher. No, at the moment.
So everything is clear.
Yes, for now.
Okay, so the only thing that you have to take in mind all the time is the time, okay? Because this is going to last just 15 minutes, and each step has their own time. So the first step is like 4 minutes. The second step is like 5 or 3 minutes. The third step, which is going to the one who we're going to practice now is going to last like 4 minutes, and the final also 4 minutes or 3 minutes. I don't remember, but you have to take in mind that the time goes quickly. Okay, so the idea is not wasting time trying to give extra information that it is not related to the question, because if you do that, you're going to lose your time. Okay, and the teacher is going to cut your speak because he will need the time to talk with the other student and to move to the other step of the interview. Okay. So the idea, if you give your answer, but the time is still running, uh, and the interviewer don't say anything to you, it means that you have to keep speaking, okay, until the interviewer says stop. Into third part, this part is going to be a collaboration. You will have a conversation with your with the mate or and the interviewer is going to show you an information or a graphic like this, like the one that we're watching here in this moment, um, in which have a central question and some ideas around the question. The idea is that you speak about the topics that are around the question, but also taking into account that you will have like 4 or 3 minutes. And at the final, as a final step of this conversation with your mate, you have to give an answer or a conclusion to the question. Okay. So in this part, you have to ask questions to your mate, and your mate have to also ask you questions, sharing your their standpoint, or also you sharing your standpoint, and asking question. He's going to ask you question, but trying to finishing with a conclusion, the conversation, or the answer or the solution to the question that it is presented in the graphic. Okay. Okay. The graphic maybe is not going to be like we are practicing here. The graphic could be showed just for 30 seconds or 15 seconds, and you have to uh, take that picture in your mind in order to keep speaking about that topic. Okay, so you can read the question and try to memorize the ideas that are around the question like we are watching here, in order to speak about that topic, those ideas, and trying to give a solution to the question that is presented in the graphic, in the middle of the graphic. Okay. So let's see one graphic. I don't like this one. I prefer this one. Are you watching the screen, guys? I move to the eighth
No, teacher.
pic.
Now, yes.
Yes, it's a
Yes.
graphic, a big one. Okay, the graphic said, how difficult might it be for people to make these hopes and dreams come true? So remember, in this part, you will have like 3 or 4 minutes in order to have a conversation with your partner. Okay, so after that, please use this time to, well, in this moment you will have to speak with your mate about